We've all seen the movies. The brave gladiator steps into the arena, the crowd goes wild, and he fights with honor to win his freedom. It's a great story, but here's the problem. It's mostly a lie. The real Roman Colosseum wasn't about fair fights or honor, it was a factory for slaughter. The Roman crowds didn't just want to see a contest. They wanted to see the odds completely stacked against someone. They wanted to see chaos. From blindfolded men swinging swords at nothing to emperors who rigged every single match just to feel powerful, the arena was the most unfair place on earth. Today, we are digging into the dark history of Rome to rank the top 10 most brutal, unfair, and absolutely rigged matchups that ever took place inside the Colosseum. Let's get into it. Number 10. The blind fighters, the Andabatae. Let's start with a matchup that sounds like a cruel joke, but was 100% real. The Romans had a specific class of gladiator called the Andabatae. Now, usually a gladiator's helmet was their best friend. It protected their head and face, but for the Andabatae, the helmet was actually a curse. Why? Because it had no eye holes. That's right, these men were forced to fight completely blind. Usually, these were criminals who were thrown into the arena with nothing but a sword and this helmet. The fight would start, and because they couldn't see or hear anything over the roaring crowd, the strategy was basically just to swing your weapon wildly and pray you hit something. To the Roman crowds, this wasn't a serious fight, it was comedy. They laughed at these men stumbling around in the dark, but for the fighters, it was terrifying. And the worst part? If you somehow won, your prize was usually just another fight until your luck finally ran out. Number 9. The Naval Slaughters, Naumachia. We usually think of the Colosseum as a dusty sand arena, but in the very early days of the Colosseum, before they built the underground tunnels, the emperor could do something incredible. He could flood the entire arena. This event was called the Naumachia. They would pump in millions of gallons of water and float actual full-sized warships right in the center of Rome. But here is why it was unfair. They didn't use sailors. They used thousands of prisoners of war. These men were packed onto ships and forced to crash into each other. If your ship was in a bad starting position, you would sandwich between two enemy ships. You were dead instantly. It was a 2 versus 1 massacre. If your ship sank, you had two choices: drown in the bloody water, or try to swim to the edge where archers were waiting to shoot anyone who tried to escape. It was pure chaos on a massive scale. And when it was all over, the Romans had to drain the red, debris-filled water out into the city sewers just to clean up the mess. Number 8. The weight mismatch, speed versus tank. Now let's look at the professional gladiator fights. In modern sports like boxing or MMA, we have weight classes to keep things fair. The Romans, they did the exact opposite. They loved to see what happened when you mixed completely different styles. The most famous example of this was the Retiarius versus the Secutor. On one side, you have the Secutor. This guy is a tank. He has a massive shield, heavy armor on his arms and legs, and a fully enclosed helmet. On the other side, you have the Retiarius. He is practically naked. No helmet, no shield, no armor. Just a net and a trident. To the Romans, this was a contest of speed versus power. But let's be real. One mistake for the naked guy and it's game over. The Retiarius had to run, dodge, and try to trap the heavy guy in his net. If he missed with the net, he had to run for his life while the crowd booed him. It was a high-stress nightmare where one guy was dressed for war and the other guy was dressed for a fishing trip. Number 7. The extinction events, animal versus animal. Humans weren't the only ones suffering in the Colosseum. The Romans were obsessed with exotic animals, and they treated them horribly. They would capture creatures from Africa and Asia, starve them to make them aggressive, and then force them to fight animals they would never meet in the wild. Some of these matchups were just mathematically unfair. For example, a bear versus a rhinoceros. A bear is tough, but a rhino is a living tank with a spear on its face. It's not a fight, it's an execution. Or how about an elephant versus a bull? A bull might be strong, but an African elephant can weigh over 10,000 pounds. It's like a car crashing into a freight train. Sometimes, to make sure the animals fought, the beastmasters would actually chain a lion and a tiger together so they couldn't run away. They had no choice but to tear each other apart. These events were so popular and so wasteful that historians believe the Romans actually caused the extinction of the North African elephant and the European lion. They wiped out entire species just for entertainment. Number 6. The numbers game. 1 versus 2. In any fight, being outnumbered is the worst possible scenario. But in the Colosseum, it was an official event. There were a few ways this happened. Scenario A. The hunter. One highly skilled, heavily armored gladiator would be sent in to fight 2 or 3 criminals at the same time. The criminals usually had no training, so even though they had the numbers, they were just target practice for the pro. Scenario B. The tactical match. They would put 3 gladiators in the ring. One would be the designated target, and the other 2 were a team. Imagine playing a video game where the other team has twice as many players as you. The solo fighter had to be incredibly fast, smart, and lucky to survive. He had to constantly check his blind spots because while he was blocking one guy, the other one was coming for his back. It was intense, it was bloody, and usually the solo guy didn't make it out alive. Number 5. The novelty acts. Women and dwarves. Emperor Domitian was a strange ruler. He got bored of regular gladiator fights, so he started inventing novelty matchups that he thought were funny. Historical records tell us that he loved to pit women against dwarves. Now, think about the physics of that. You might have a woman with a height and reach advantage fighting a man with dwarfism who might be physically stronger and have a lower center of gravity. Domitian especially loved to hold these fights at night, lit by torchlight. We don't have many records of who usually won these fights, but we know the crowd loved it because it was so bizarre. It wasn't about skill or bravery. It was a freak show designed to humiliate everyone involved just to make the emperor laugh. Number 4. The wild hunts. Venation. This was one of the most elaborate spectacles in Rome. The arena floor would be transformed to look like a forest with real trees, rocks, and bushes. Then they would release the animals. Not just 1 or 2, hundreds. Sometimes this was a hunt. Trained men with bows and spears would safely shoot lions from a distance. That's hardly a fair fight. But the really unfair version was when they sent untrained men into the arena. Imagine being a prisoner, pushed into a fake forest, and suddenly a pack of 20 starved leopards jumps out from behind the trees. The scale of death was hard to comprehend. In one festival alone, Emperor Trajan claimed to have killed 11,000 animals. It was an industrial-scale slaughter where the animals never stood a chance. Number 3. The executions, damnatio ad bestias. This is the stuff of nightmares. This wasn't a fight, it was a sentence. The Romans called it damnatio ad bestias, which literally means condemnation to beasts. This was reserved for the lowest of the low, criminals, runaway slaves, and often Christians. They would be thrown into the arena completely naked. No weapons, no armor, nothing. Sometimes they were even tied to a stake so they couldn't move. Then a cage door would open, and a starving lion, bear, or leopard would be released. The animal had often been beaten or starved for days beforehand to make sure it was as angry as possible. The fight would last seconds. It was a gruesome, terrifying way to die, and the worst part is that the crowd would often eat lunch while watching it, as if it were nothing more than a midday show. Number 2. The amateur versus the pro. Imagine taking a regular guy off the street, handing him a sword he's never used, and locking him in a cage with a heavyweight champion. That is exactly what happened during the midday games. Between the morning animal hunts and the afternoon gladiator battles, the Colosseum needed a filler event. So they would take criminals and force them to fight junior gladiators who were in training. The criminals were often given dull weapons or no armor at all. The gladiators in training were given sharp swords and full protection. The result was obvious. The criminals were basically just training dummies that bled. It was a chance for the young gladiators to practice their killing strokes on live targets who couldn't really fight back. It was a massacre disguised as a match. And finally, the number 1 most unfair fighter in history. The man, the myth, the cheater, Emperor Commodus. You might know him as the bad guy from the movie Gladiator, but in real life, he was actually worse. Commodus was obsessed with being a gladiator. He actually entered the arena to fight hundreds of times. But here's the thing, he was the Emperor of Rome. Nobody was allowed to hurt him. If he fought a gladiator, the opponent would be given a wooden sword or a dull blade that couldn't cut. Commodus, of course, had a razor-sharp steel sword. If the opponent actually tried to fight back, the guards would step in. He also loved killing animals, but he was a coward about it. He would stand on a safe, raised platform where the animals couldn't reach him and shoot arrows at them. He once killed 100 lions in a single day without ever being in danger. He even charged the city of Rome a massive fee for every appearance, basically bankrupting the treasury to pay for his own hobby. But there is a little bit of justice in this story. Commodus didn't die in the arena. He was eventually assassinated. And get this, he was strangled in his bathtub by his own wrestling partner, a man named Narcissus. A fitting, pathetic end for a man who spent his whole life rigging the game. So, next time you see a movie about the glory and honor of Rome, just remember, for every hero, there were thousands of victims stuck in a game they were never meant to win. The Colosseum was an engineering marvel, but it was also a house of horrors. Which of these matchups do you think was the most terrifying? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this dive into the dark side of history, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching.